Today we're going to make Chex Mix, and Kevin and I will show you how we make our Chex Mix every year around Christmas. We use rice Chex, wheat Chex, and corn Chex. We add bagel crisps, lots of peanuts. If it doesn't have lots of peanuts, then my family doesn't like it. They reject it. Pretzels, you can use any kind of pretzels. They can be sticks, whatever kind you want. And normally I would buy just a regular box of Cheez-Its, but my daughter has these in the packages, so I'll just add 4 or 5 packages of those. And then for seasoning, we use Worcestershire sauce, nature seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, and then you will have an entire stick of butter. You add your stick of butter to a large pan, and then you will put it in the oven at 250 until the butter melts.
I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and I'll probably have to get the bottle out to fill it up. But what I do is I mix my seasonings up with my Worcestershire sauce first. That way you don't get these clumps of seasoning in your butter mixture, and then I'll stir it up, and then I'll pour it into the butter. Now I'll got 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, maybe a little extra, and I usually put 2 teaspoons, even though it only calls for like 1.5. I usually put 2 of the nature seasoning, or whatever seasoning salt you like, and then it calls for like a half or a fourth of the garlic. I always put a full teaspoon in there. We like ours a little spicy. And same thing with the onion. Can't get that in there, so I'm going to have to just pour it in there. If you put a little extra, that's okay. And I stir it up in here. And you can see that it still has little clumps in it, but I can squish them out in here, whereas once I get it in the pan, it's really hard to get rid of the lumps. I'm going to crush these bagel chips up. I just take them and squeeze them. And if they have big chunks, that's fine. It still works. Butter's all melted. I'm going to pour my seasoning in here. Worcestershire sauce. The only disadvantage of mixing your seasoning up in a bowl is I think you lose a little bit of it in the bowl, but we'll rake it as good as we can. You'll notice that my pan is tilted a little bit. I've got 2 dishcloths and then 2 pot holders. I like my butter to sit at one side. That way when you pour your stuff in, you can kind of put it on one side, and you can stir it in and work yourself in slowly. You don't have to drench it and drown a few pieces, and then the other pieces are dry. So we do about half a bag of each flavor.
And we'll make 2 batches.
Yeah, we'll make 2 batches.
So we'll end up using all of this. Maybe not both things of peanuts. No, or all the pretzels, because that's a lot of pretzels.
I like 2 different flavors. I use the garlic, and you like just the sea salt bagel chips. And if you kind of pour them on top, you can see the ones that didn't get busted up good. You can just take one with your hands and kind of break them up into smaller pieces. That's what I usually do. We're going to do all 3 of these.
Yes, I was going to see how many that looked like in there. It might not be enough. You might need another one.
So it's probably another one. About half these.
I would do 3/4. People like a lot of peanuts, Kevin.
We don't have Chex Mix, we have peanut mix. And now it's kind of work it down. And you'll see that some of your pieces will get stopping wet. Just kind of work it around. And there's still plenty of liquid down there. Soak up. You can see the wet pieces. You kind of move it back and forth. You'll kind of taking the top pieces and putting them on the bottom, and the bottom pieces putting them on top. And my secret to lots of flavor, because we do use half a bag of Chex Mix, Chex cereal, because the recipe doesn't call for the half the bag. I put more Worcestershire sauce all over the top. I mean, I sprinkle all kinds of it on top. And it looks like it's going to be like, oh yeah, it's going to be awful. But just sprinkle a bunch of that, and then you take the nature seasoning and sprinkle some extra on there, because we like it pretty salty and spicy. And trust me, by the time it gets done, it's not too spicy to eat. It's just got a really good flavor to it. Just kind of mix that top layer in, then we'll stick it in the oven. And I usually try to stir it up about every 15 minutes or so. So I'll set a timer for 15, 20 minutes, and then check it, just stir it up, and when it feels kind of dry, after about an hour, it'll be ready.
In 15 minutes, so I'm going to pull this out of the oven. And just give it a stir. Kind of move the cereal from that's on the bottom to the top, and mix it up. And put it back in for 15 more minutes.
It's been an hour and 15 minutes. We've stirred it every 15 minutes. The last time, we were going to leave it for an hour, but the last time I stirred it up, it was still a little moist in the middle, so I went ahead and left it in there another 15 minutes. So we just take it and pour it out on dish towels.
Till it cools off.
Yeah, till it cools off.
You don't want to put it in a tin and it be still hot. So we let it cool off.
And I'll spread this out some too.
But that's it.